Welcome back to the workshop. Today I'll be working on the tabletop for my workbench. The material that I'll be using for the worktop is MDF, and that is because it is characteristically flat and inexpensive. So it's a great material to work with when you're on a budget and you want to make sure your work surface is nice and flat without using a lot of tools. Here I've laid it out. I just need to mark it up to where I need to make my cuts. To cut the MDF, I'm going to be using my homemade circular saw guide, which is just a 2x4 with some plywood. And it's a straight 2x4, which is the most important thing. And then the plywood, I cut it out so that way this edge is exactly where the blade will be. Now I made my first cut on the MDF across it. I just need to cut this piece in half because I want to end up with two pieces that are slightly more than 24 by 62. I want slightly more because I want to be able to trim it up later to make it exactly that. Always wear my ears, eyes, and mouth. This dust is nasty stuff you don't want in your lungs. Now that I've cut up my MDF, I need to place it on a workbench and be able to drill some holes into it. And you're probably thinking, well, Nate, didn't you just destroy a workbench in the last video? This is true. And it wasn't that bad of an idea because I wanted to show you how to do it without a workbench as well. And you can easily make a makeshift workbench with some 5-gallon buckets and some 2x4s. This gives you a 16-inch work surface, which isn't that great, but I'm going to go ahead and change that from buckets to a horse trough because I have that at my disposal. And there we have it. This is the same height as my previous workbench, so I'm not any less out of luck since I took it apart. Go ahead and get the pieces on here and line them up for drilling to start the lamination process. Whew, camera was off for a little while. I spent a lot of time lining up a grid for where I'm going to put my screws in order to laminate these two boards together. Let me show you it. So wherever these main lines cross, I'm going to have a screw. So I'm going to have to drill a hole and countersink it. These are about 5 1/4 apart and then 6 inches apart this way. Just evenly spaced it with a little bit of an inch and a margin on the outside. And this is the bottom board. So this grid will be visible from underneath. And we'll go ahead and just drill these now. Now with all these holes drilled out, the next thing I need to do is flip it over and use the countersink to take out some tear outs from the drill bit that went through. You can see little popped up bubbles. Here you can see some of the tear outs. So you just need to take these down so that way the pieces can flush together better. And I can do that with the countersink that I was just using. The bottom piece is now all prepped up, so I'll move it aside. And I'll load up the top piece facing down. Now we're about to glue these two pieces together, so I'm going to make sure there's no dust on this side to allow it to really make a good bond. I've got a good battery in my drill, and I've got a lot of glue somewhere. And I need a roller in order to apply this. Here's a good roller. Okay, so I finished with the laminating portion. Now it's just got to dry and really adhere. The thing I noticed is I didn't quite put as much glue on it as I wish I did. I should have really just drenched that thing. Also, the drywall screws, they didn't really work as well as I'd hoped. I used a number 6. I think I should have used something like a number 8 or 10. The thicker the threads, might be able to really pull that board together better, because not much, you don't see much glue oozing out, and I would have liked to have seen a good ooze. There are a few places, right here, none on this side, yeah, and a few right here. Anyways, maybe not enough glue, or as much glue as I should have used, even though I used a lot. Oh well, better try next time. Well, tomorrow I will be working on the bench for this tabletop, so tune in tomorrow if you want to see that. Bye.